Hello everyone. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Kind of want to do a kind of a cut test. Well, I've done some in the past, but I never recorded them since I got this camera, and I thought I'd play around with it. So, today I'll be playing with the Cold Steel Cold 4 and Spear Point and the CTS-XHP steel. It's a relatively new steel, so not a whole lot of people know about it. I pretty much try to narrow down as many variables as I can, trying to keep it as close to a science, but there's because I've narrowed down to just 1 inch of the cutting edge. I'm using just rope. I've already measured off each foot is between the 2 tapes, but I won't be cutting into the tape, so it's going to add some inconsistency. So trying to keep the variables limited. Let's see. Something that a lot of people, I don't think they even look a lot at, is that, well, one, blade grind does make a difference in your cutting performance, and the edge grind and edge finish. That's a plain factory edge. I have no idea what angle or the finish is, but I'm assuming it's a belt finish, so it's probably a convex edge. And so when I measured the edge, behind the edge is actually about 0.022 to 0.0224 inches. So it's quite lean behind the edge. So it should do pretty well. And that's my prediction right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a foot of rope. I'm gonna count in my head how many times I've cut, and cut a piece of printer paper, because I have a lot of these and I can't recycle my old chemistry notes. So to see how well it'll cleanly cut through it via draw or push cut, I haven't decided which one. I'm probably going to do draw cut first. That's about all I can think of. I mean, there's a lot of variable because there's me. I'm probably the biggest variable in here right now. Is that my one cut might go a little at a slight angle, slight cant. One, I might be push cutting instead of draw cutting, and just me being a big factor. So do take it with a grain of salt, and it's not a gospel truth right now. Just know that I'm just testing to see what the factory edge from Cold Steel is gonna do. It's 9 feet of rope, and I'll just see how much of it can it cut. I honestly think it's probably gonna be able to get through all 9 foot without any problem, but I'll find out real soon. Any other? I think that's pretty much everything I need to cover, and I'm ready to just kind of start cutting. So yeah, 1 inch of it. So a funny thing is, with Cold Steel is that a lot of people give them hell for it because all the ridiculous marketing, and I really do think they make really good knives for the price point. Especially with the triad lock being such a ridiculously strong lock. So I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, here it is. Just kind of either this is gonna prove the fanboys are right or they're wrong that Cold Steel does make crappy knives. So here it is. But then again, it's only limited to cutting rope. It doesn't necessarily translate over to cardboard or zip ties or garden hose or wherever the hell you're gonna be cutting, because the material you're cutting affects your edge performance as much as the steel, the blade finish, the edge finish, and the edge geometry. So there's all that. And after I get to a point when I can't, or there's some edge damage, depending on how many feet of it I've cut of the rope, I'm gonna try to strop it and see if I can, how easy it is to bring the edge back. Oh, and if I'm extra sniffly, like now, or if I sneeze or something, just please forgive me, because the allergy has been really hitting me hard, and I've been just chugging allergy meds. So yeah, let's get started, and it's already 4 minutes in. Let's see how it'll do. I mean, here it is, initial sharpness. So yeah, easily push cut, but most knives should be able to do that. See if I can orient this and you guys can still see it. Oh man, this tape really affects things. He's still, yep. 1. Alright, that was 24 cuts. There's my pen. I really doubt I'll be able to dull this thing, and I mean the tape is already kind of being worn away by the rope. The tape actually really does make cutting a good bit harder. Let's see if there's any damage to this, see if I can still see it. See, it's like nothing happened. Alright, let's not make it too big of a mess, otherwise my roommates are gonna kill me. That was the first foot, 24 cuts. Alright, are we still good in position? Yeah, we're still in position. That's 4. The tape does, it really hinders cutting. Alright, that's about 24 cuts, no, 23 cuts. I really don't like this tape. It's really getting in the way. And I really wish I have a bathroom scale so I can really check to see, you know, how many pounds of pressure I need. I know it seems like I'm struggling a little bit, but it's really due more to the tape than the edge itself. Let's see. Alright, let's see, paper in position, and same thing. So, you know, just thinking about this right now, there's, on average, maybe 23 to 24 cuts per foot, you know, times 9. Sure, I can't do math right now. And then, so let's just be conservative, 23 times 9. So that's 207 cuts, and I really doubt 207 cuts is really going to be able to dull this knife. Alright, well here it is. What, 3rd foot. So oh, squeezed 28 out of that one. Alright, let's see. Yep, no problem, no damage. There's no detectable damage anyway. Maybe on foam boat paper is a little bit more apparent. I guess this is just, you know, hopefully a little on the entertaining side too. Let's see how much time I got left. I stopped 18 minutes recording. If I can knock that out. Alright. Alright, that was 27. I guess I'm getting a little squeeze a little bit more cutting into it now. My paper fell off the ground, but I got plenty more. Alright, let's see. No problem. So, years back when I did the same test for, Sabenza, with the S30V and the S35VN, I think it was around like 6 feet before it became dull. Like completely dull, I just can't do anything with it. But I'm going to, redo that test on the recording again. It'd be kind of fun. Alright, so, fit foot. Oops. Wow, 31 cuts. You guys can count with me, double check, make sure that, if I miscounted or something. So, whoever's watching anyway. Part of the tape ran up a bit, so I think I'm exposing like extra 1/8 of an inch. But yeah, let's see if it's still in frame. And not a problem. And see if I can feel any damages. Nope, nothing. I like this. It seems like I'm struggling a bit, but the knife is doing, really well. It's just, it's kind of an awkward angle down here. So I need to figure out my setup a little better for next time. Alright, let's see, 6 foot. $26. And one more check. Not a thing. And I think there's a slight roll. But no chips. I didn't feel any chips when I rubbed my nails against it. 7 foot. Well, this is kind of winding down pretty quick. Alright. Honestly, I can probably just cut straight into the tape and it'll probably be okay, but that's still introducing more variables, and I want to really restrict the amount of variables I have. Alright, last 2 feet. Whew. This might be over before I know it. Am I still in frame? I'm still in frame. Okay. Okay, that was 2 cuts already. I forgot to do a test. Alright, so still in frame and not a thing. Alright, 2 cuts. Alright, count about 28. And this tape is just getting, you know, eaten away, but it happens. It's a pretty aggressive cutting board, so I might as well try something a little smoother. So it's slowly kind of peeling the tape back. So I may or may not be, I'm most likely introducing I can't talk. Introducing like maybe an 1/8 of an extra inch of cutting edge to it. Take a ruler and see. Shoot, I'm almost introducing almost 1/4 to maybe 1/2 an inch extra. Let's see from there. Yeah, almost 1/2 an inch extra. So I'll make a note of that. Alright. Let's see what this thing is. And is that a little damage? It's a little bit of damage. That might have just been a tape that caught the edge, so yeah, I don't feel anything. Kind of want to keep cutting, but that's still a lot of fuzz I'm making just for the sake of making fuzz. Still in frame. I hope there's little to no editing on this. I really do. Cuts. Alright, so I may try to do this test on my other knives, and then I might have to revisit this because, alright, let's see. 9 feet may not be enough to really test anything. But, whoops. Yeah, that was the tape that caught it, but, whoops. There might be some edge damage. Nope. Don't really feel much of a damage. But let me get behind the camera. Let's see. That's still, very sharp, even by most standards. So, I don't even have to strop it. You see it? That was, 9 whole feet of rope. Let me do some quick number crunching. I should have brought my calculator down, but I didn't think that much about it. Plus 23, plus 28, plus 27, plus 26, plus 27, plus 28, plus 26. So it's about 240 cuts. So, consider that rope's pretty aggressive on the edge. We'd actually use 240 cuts before we even strop anything? I really doubt it if you're really maintaining your knife. So, for day-to-day use, this is more than adequate. And, and I guess until I have a different benchmark, I'll call this good for now, but until I have a good benchmark, I'll probably come back and revisit this video and make some comments about it, comparing like maybe S30V, some 154cm, ATS-34, AUS8, things along that line. But so far, I think it's doing good. And that's really good even by my standards because, like I said, I did a similar test with, Chris Reeves years back. And, yeah, I was about 6 foot halfway through. The sebs just couldn't, cut anymore, and it was fatiguing. Oh, cool thing to mention about ergonomics of this thing is just, because it was an awkward angle, I had to put my thumb on the spine. And that wasn't that comfortable because of, I guess, this little ramp and this peak here. So it's kind of poking into my thumb, which is no big deal. Normal cutting, you're going to be back here. Up here, maybe choking it up a bit. there was just no hot spots the rest of my hand. So the ergo on this is awesome. It's just my thumb kind of got, you know, the pressure from that. So yeah, it's good. At least so far. Still take it with a grain of salt because, you know, it's still limited to just, it's cutting rope, it's testing on printer paper. You know, if I have something finer, actually I do have, I guess receipt paper finer? I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty rigid stuff, I think, but let's see. Oh, there is actually a little bit more edge damage, so I guess the receipt paper is a little finer. Actually, let me take the tape off since I'm pretty much done that part of it. And besides, the tape residue is going to hinder the cutting performance anyway, so. Alright, let's see. So, yeah, if I just walk a little bit, it's still, you know, nice and. Yep. There may be a little bit of a roll. There's something that's kind of catching right about there. But still, overall, it's still a very usable knife. So yeah, that's that. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. You know, comment on suggestions or something, or if some other variables that I forgot to mention, but you know, it's not exactly the exact science because ideally I have a machine that does all the cutting for me, but I don't have time for that, and I don't want to engineer that either. So yeah. So until next time, thanks for watching. Adios.